guess let me show you. So I'm still working on the GURPS thing, but I'm doing a segue because I want to get more into SpriteKit, and I haven't done SpriteKit in 5 years. So let me show you a couple of things here. So, all right. Back in the day when I did this is like 5 years old, and it says ogre, but it's just like it was just a tank demo. I did this in, of all things, Objective C. All right, and I can't remember really how I did it. All I can tell you is this is the something. Go up here. Where is it? I had some pieces. There was a turret and a hull, and then you would like add them. And I remember there were buttons in the assets that would enable you to. So if you go down here, yeah. So like 5 years ago. Not it. Go back up. I remember some of it was you had like a toggle, and I don't see it. So I do multiples of these, and it's all just sitting around. But I remember like there was this button that you would toggle, like you would click it, and it would just reverse the other direction, right? So one way you would be moving the the hull, and the other way you would be moving the tank. And I think I even had like it was kind of bogus, like you could move, it was some sort of red and gray, I can't even remember, but I remember you could definitely turn it. And I remember I had an emitter. I don't have it, but I was like, if I'm going to go through and do this stuff, which is kind of old, and I've only went through the first three, rather than moving this zombie around, I'm going to try to do the things they're doing. So with that said, this is Swift. I've got two pieces. They've only got one, and I'm using the hull is going to be the thing I'm moving. I'm going to slightly offset the turret. Let me show you what I'm talking about. So this is something I drew way back when. So that would be the turret, the hull layer. This is the turret layer. And I want to be able to have this move separately from that. And I possibly drew these with the wrong, I can't remember. Like, yeah, so this is closer, so this would be thinner lines. That's further away because you're looking away, that would be a little darker. All right, so anyway, so that's somewhat okay. If we run it, and I'm using the style that they're doing here, which is Ray Venderlack, but I think now they're called Codeco. And I ordered this lady's book, but this is from Xcode a while back. But anyway, let's see what happens there. Yeah, you can see us running across my simple map. So I've just done that, and that's all I'm doing. I tried to put the splash screen in. That's worth showing. Let's show you a little bit there. So let's go back to the files. So with this, let's come back here for a second. It took me a while.
Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Tammy.
Don't want to play. For sure. Yeah, so she's doing this. All right. So once again, I remember back in those days, it was always kind of confusing how to get to these things, but in this storyboard, you could pull up assets. So she's in the view. From the view, she's going to add an image view. I was like, okay, how do I figure that out? Because when I look here, it looks much different. I turned on, yeah, so they're turned on now. It looks like they've also got this kind of thing, which is, oh no, that's just another view. But anyway, I never saw that thing over here, and I was like, just clicking around because this apple, turns out it's here. So you can add the image view, you can drag it in. I'm not going to drag it in because the next thing is I did the X and Y to 0 like she was doing, and then I was setting this, and then I was setting the constraints, which I've little, I can remember that from back then, but I don't really, never was really good at it. But this is supposed to be the constraints to the boundaries of the window. She's in iOS, I'm in Mac OS. But when I was doing that, these numbers would jump way up. Don't know how to do it. It's not necessary. It was just the getting the splash screen up, and you can see the splash screen isn't. It's not even there. You can't even see it. But anyway, so that's that. There's no physics body. It's just moving continuous. I guess we could, in the, when we were doing the move, we could make it move. All right, so let's do this. Maybe we can do this. Make it move at a 45, and make it move a little slower, maybe by 4. It's not rotating, but that's that. Whatever. There is one other thing. If I get rid of all of the, probably I can't scroll it. Let's come back to over here. I think you right click, yeah. So back when I did the apps, the way that you could like get the reference to a UI thing, UI element, to a piece in your code, you use this stuff, right? So let's see. I mean, I haven't even tried it, but I think we've got all our code put. And I was getting an error about this because it was like, all right, let's just try it. Let's go back for a second. Get rid of the prints. Find it. So, get rid of that print. All right, let's run it. See if we can figure this out on the fly. Yeah. Failed to connect SKView outlet to SKView, missed the setter or instance variables. Let's go back. Right click, SKView. So it's, I think it's this guy. So let's click that and see if it'll run. Yeah, groovy. We don't have that message anymore. All right, very good. The get here is a little different, a little weird. Might as well show this. All right, so these are the things that we've modified. If you wanted to revert that thing that we just added, second. I don't want to revert that. I thought it would be in the. Alright. I'm a little confused. So we want to see the changes for this. What are the changes? How did we get that back? Alright, let me integrate this and we'll try to. Alright, we're going. So this is main storyboard, which was there. Let's take off the. on stage. We want to stage that. We want to stage that. Alright. So that's commit, push, and we should have, the only thing that we didn't do is this one, right? So this is this connection. Let's put it back and then we'll delete it. So discard that. Now we can run it again. You should see the error. Yeah, you do. Okay. Then we can go back and close all this. Go back and then right click. Take that off. Close this. You don't get the error anymore. Alright. And now we can go to integrate and we can commit. And you can either click here and stage changes or just stage all. It's really, it's not so much, you know what you want to do. It's more of how do you do it in Xcode, right? And that's the thing. So that's that. I think showed you the GIMP tool where I was using it. Showed you the URL that I'm following. I wish I had the emitter. The next thing I'll do is I'll play with that just for grins. I'm just trying to get orientated to doing stuff with SpriteKit, and they've got a whole bunch of videos here I want to try to go through. I think we're recording. Are we recording yet? So I think it should stop